Alright, and just welcome back. And just so here, so this is actually the Grunge Opener. Okay, and let's look. And here, so this is the project file. Just you can download the project file link from the Google Drive link over here, just under the description. And now here, just we can see, and this project contain actually the main comp. And just here we used to have total 7 compositions. Okay, and just I will explain you the breakdown, just how I made this Grunge Opener. And so here, just first of all, just let's jump into this composition one. Okay, and just so here, instead of this one, just I need to, instead of making this one into the full mode, just I need to make it into the quarter. Okay, and just so here, just once we can play this one. Okay, and just see here, so this is actually just how I made, means actually, so here we can see this is the pixels texture, and I downloaded it from the pixels, and just you will get everything in this project file. And now here, just what I made means actually, just here we can see, and there are a lot of brushes. Okay, and that we are covering these entire textures with this grunge animated brush. Okay, and actually just I didn't use any assets or any third-party plugins to make this brush type animation, just with this simple image. Just here, just once we can go on here. With this simple image, actually this is a PNG image, just with this simple PNG image, just I made. Okay, how I made means just I will show. So this is the first one, and I duplicated this one, and just again, just I duplicated here, and just I changed the rotation axis over here. Okay, and duplicated it for one more time, and with the same, just I here, just I created a shape like a brush, grunge brush. Okay, here, and now unsolo everything, and just now here, just once we can go back to the pre-comp, I think just once we can go back to the comp one. Where is the comp one? Just once we can delete everything. Okay, and just see here, and now here, just I masked this one. Just go to the toggle switches, and just here, just I masked this one. Okay, and once we can check this one and see here, and so these animated is this grunge brush texture. This texture is inserted under this grunge brush texture, and so that is called as a mask. And just one more thing, just here, once go to the effects here, just I used the stroke. Okay, and with the help of the stroke only, just I animated. Okay, basically once if you look this one, so this is a static, doesn't have any animation. Okay, and with the help of this stroke, just I animated. And one more thing, just I will show you the properties over here. So basically this is only having one mask, that means just I used only the single chained pen tool over here. See here, this is stroke, and just here we can change this color, because this color is a little bit embarrassing. So we can make the black, and see here, so this is the single line, and this is only the one mask just I used. And here, just the brush size, just I made it to 200, and always keep it in the highest number, and the brush hardness 100%, don't decrease below 100%, and opacity and everything just don't change. And coming to here, just I animated the end part here. So when it is in 0, the keyframe of animation is 0%, and when it is reaches to the 15th frame, and just I made it into 100%. Just now here we can see, so this is the very cool and looking and nice animation. Okay, and just now here on unsolo it, and just see here, and just now it's in, so see here, and just see here, and this texture is inserted in this brush. Okay, and just I duplicated these in for more number of times, and just see here, and we used to get the entire image like this. Okay, see here, just I duplicated up to a lot of frames. Okay, and one more thing, just after everything, just I will duplicate these pre-comp for one more time, and just I made this one into overlay. See here, and once you disable this one, see here, and so once you disable this one, see here, this color is looking very flat. Just I need a color a little bit like this, so for that reason just I duplicated again this pre-comp and made it into overlay. Okay, and repeat the same process for the rest of the other things, and just so that you will get a color like this, nice color, and it's totally, this texture is completely filled with this grunge texture. Okay, alright, and now coming to here. Okay, and now here just I used to take one adjustment layer, and what's the use of the adjustment layer means, just see here, once you disable the adjustment layer and see here, and we used to have some scale like here. Just I used to use some scaling effect here, that's the reason just I used to take transform adjustment layer. Okay, and coming to here, so this is the text, and before that just we used to take a camera, and once we can go to the camera settings, this is the 50 millimeters camera and the null object, and once enable everything 3D and that means just everything is converted into 3D, and without 3D just these layers won't affect with this camera animation. Okay, and now here just I used to give some null animation for this one. So here in the frame 18, I think, just again once we can go to the frame 19, see here, it's like a zooming effect, and just within only one frame just I want to give this animation. Just I don't want to give it very high keyframe. Just here it won't give the perfect result here like this. I don't want to look like this. Okay, and just now here we can see this text animation, and just here just I used to make some type texting effect like here. So here just the first title just I used to give as like a grunge, and now here we can see just this texture, and this texture is inserted into this grunge. Okay, and that's it about with this mask path only. Just I animated, just I created like a type text animation. Okay, and let's back to this composition one, and so here we can see, and the text here it's revealing, and again just I think it will go back. See here, and we can see the camera is moving from left to right. Okay, and we can see one more text over here, and just here just what we can see, and just we can see here, and just again it's coming back. That means this entire text is staying over here. Okay, and now again we can see all these grunges are covering this text. Okay, and again that covering this text, and now we can see we used to have some zoom effect over here. We can see the zoom effect, and now again we used to place and again it's going from left to right, and just here we used to have these final text too. Okay, and this is just I placed my name Venkatesh Chennu, and this is also the same, just I inserted the text, these texture under this text. Okay, hope you understand about this one, and now let's go back to this comp 2. Okay, so this is the comp 2, and the comp 2 is just how I made. We can take into the quarter mode over here. Okay, and just we can see here, and so here this is the texture, the texture just which we used for the texts in the previous composition, and here, and now we can see this is the text, and once we can jump into this pre-comp 9, and here just nothing, just the same brush image, but this time there is no animation. Just we used to have some cutting effect like brush cutting effect, just I used this one. Okay, and let's go back to the comp 2, and we can see here, and we used to give some animation, same animation here with the stroke, and so that this text is fading out. Okay, and this text is here with the simple mask pen tool. Okay, and with the stroke effect, which we already discussed when we are in the composition one. Okay, and now here we can see I used to use two adjustment layers. For one is the frame rate, just I decreased for attaining some stop motion effect, and for one more thing, just I used to give some curves effect, and see here little bit curves, just I used to down the curves, and here the transform. Okay, and that's the reason. And just now we are getting the one more text here, new text. This is the text here, and the fonts also, just you can use the same fonts or you can use your own. And once we can go to the, just I used this font, particularly I downloaded this font for this one. You can use your phone fonts whichever you like. Okay, okay, we can go back to the comp2 and just see here, and now we can see we don't have any animation for this one, and just here just we used to give the text null object over here, and just we can change the camera moment over here, and just here, and see now we can see one more text is revealing, and see this is the text here that I used to give the crop, and I inserted the image over here, the girl image. Okay, and the girl image over here, and just here just I used to give some tint, and just here just I used to make it little bit very dark. Okay, and just here just once delete the unwanted comps. Sorry, okay, this is the crop, and with the same here the stroke and these brush animation, just it's revealing and with the alpha output. Okay, and one more thing, and keep everything as in motion blur. Okay, don't forget it. And one more thing, just here the camera also the same, and it's like 50 millimeters. Okay, all right, and now we can jump to the comp3. Okay, comp3 is very simple, and it's very small also, just the same texture which we used in composition 1. And here just we can see the truth, this text is revealing, and here this revealing is different. Here just we can see this negative is turning into normal image. Okay, and once we can look at here, so here just I used this channel combiner. In older days just we used to have the camera, and we can see the film reels. There in the reel we can see that original image will look like this, not in output. Okay, and after watching that reel just we will get images with color images. Okay, for attaining that result, just here just I use this channel combiner and the tint. Okay, and coming to here, just I used to give the keyframe animation for invert for one frame here, and just again the next frame just I can turn off the invert, so that here we can see it's getting the normal one. Now negative is turning into the normal one. Okay, and just here that's it about the animation. And here we can see the camera position and the null object here, and yes, it's looking absolutely fantastic. The animation, it seems to be like layer opener. Okay, and with the help of this camera null object just we can change this position, or else without taking null object also, just with the help of the adjustment layer just you can adjust the scale position like this. Basically this is just no need to take camera null, we can take the adjustment layer and we can use the scale position scale framing, just we can attain the result like this. Okay, and we can go back to the comp4 here, and just we can see this preview, and here also the same, and we can see the background here, and this background is little bit new, I didn't use it in previous comps here, and we can see, and just here just I used to take these different brush stroke animated brushes over here, and just I made it into the soft light. Okay, and finally here we can see the title Michael, and here just I inserted these image, okay, this girl smoking image, and just I inserted, okay, and let's go back to the, okay, and just here just we can use the same brush, stroke brush, and just with the stroke just I'm closing this text animation, okay. And here also just I used to take one null object and the camera. The camera is the same 50 millimeters, and here just we can see this position just here slightly, it's like a dolly shot, okay, it's like zooming, okay. All right, and that's it about this comp 4, and now we can go back to the comp 5, okay, and just here we can see comp 5, and here also same, and here also the same. Just here we used to take this texture and see here, once we can, I think we can see this. So this is the image here, just the image here or here, and just I inserted these image over here on the FI. So here these comp contains only FI, and once we can, okay, and just once we can check here, and instead of using the motion tile, just we can use like this, because sometimes motion tile will take a more rendering time, okay, and it will crash you, even it will crash your project also. For these kind of simple things, just you can duplicate like this and we can use, okay. And see here, just again this brush is covering over here, let's see here the pre-comp, okay, and just see I can use the soft light, and this is covering over here, and now we can see the total text is revealing. So the same here, once we can go back here, see here just in the text options, just we can see range selector, the start and offset. So here with this one, just we can attain the animation like this, okay, and hope you understand. And just once we can go back to the fringe, and just we can see, and again just once we can see the null object after finishing this entire text, after it's revealing the entire text, we can see some zoom out animation like this, zoom in animation, okay. And here we can see some brushes, static brushes with the different color. These is also the same, but these colors, these grunge brushes colors are different, okay. And finally we can see these is like a zoom in effect, okay. And finally we can go back to the composition 6 over here, and see, and it's revealing the girl image. This girl I think we used in the previous comps, and just here we can see we used to have some effects over here. Let's open here, and we can see the tint and the levels and the curves with this animations. See here, just we can see, and we can see we used to have some flashlight of effect animation. Just we can issue the flashlight of HU animation, okay. And just again, just after finishing this one, just it's come to the normal. See here, these image, with this image it's come to the normal, and again it's the image is fading out, okay, with this brush animation, okay. All right, see here with this brush animation, again it's fading out. Okay, that's it about the comp 6, and now we can go back to the final one, the comp 7. And see here, so this is the text and this is the background. And just here, I used to make little bit of the color corrections, and I used to take one null object and the camera, and just here, just the same here, the text peaks, and here I inserted this girl image, and this time we can see the girl image is blended with this texture. So here. So this texture, the girl image is blended with this texture, okay? And we can see, just here, this is fading out with the brush animation, okay? And this is the cliffstone, and this is nothing, just basically it's having the zero opacity over here, and when it reaches to this frame, and it's having 100% opacity, it doesn't have any masking or any other effects or anything else, okay? It's very simple animation. And we have to move the camera like this, okay? We have to move this camera like this. We can zoom this one, okay? All right, and we finished the comp 7 also, and finally we can go back to the main comp. And so it's like a composition, and so that means we can have to merge all these comps over there. We have to delete all the unnecessary comps over here, just not need anymore, okay? And just see here and make it into quarter. So this is the first one, and just see here, and after that we can see the comp 1, in between the comp 1 and comp 2, we used to have the transition ribbling on. And so this is the same with these brush images, I created same brush images, okay? I showed you just how to make, you can go through it and you can make in the same way, okay? And in the same way, for the rest of the other comps also, I created the same brush images and I masked them, okay? You have to do with your own, because this is just a breakdown and this is not a complete tutorial, okay? You have to check the project file, and so you can do. And the final thing, and here we can see, I made some black solid, and I used to decrease the opacity, and see here for giving some attraction for this project, okay? And here we can see some glitch type of effects. For attaining glitch type of effects, see, I used to take some white solid like this and like this, okay? In between I used to take some white solids like this, okay? And see here some glitch, we used to get some flash type, okay? And only use for 1 second, so 1 frame or 2 frames, don't exceed more than that, okay? And it will damage your sequence, okay? All right, and we finish this one. And the final thing, I used to take the adjustment layer and the posterize time, because I want to make this one into a stop motion project, Grunge Opener. For making that feel, I used like this, okay? So alright guys, and hope you understand about this Grunge Opener, and here, and so this is the Grunge Opener, and here you can find the project file in the description, and you can check this one, and you can use it for any free or commercial purpose. I don't mind it. And if you have any doubts, please comment me, I can answer everything. And so alright, and we finish this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed and hope you liked and hope you learned something. And please subscribe to my channel to support me, and you will get more free stuff, especially free project files I will give you. Please support me. And so for supporting me, please hit the subscribe button, and please like the video, and please press the bell icon over here, okay? And see you in the next video. Bye.